In Michigan, we have 800,000 people who are considered hard to count. Many of them don't have access to the internet, certainly not broadband issues. But how do you follow up with folks who don't have that access? But when will you know they don't have access? How do you then reach out in person? How are they going to know they're going to need to do it by phone or by mail? It still seems to be a very person-intensive type of process, and you have to identify who doesn't have access to the internet. How do you actually doing that? Help me walk through the process as to how we're going to ensure this place.
Senator, let me give you the example of Detroit.
Yeah.
We've been to Detroit. We met with the local leaders, some members of Congress and others. And I'm using Detroit, and I don't mean it in any way that may be that anyone would disagree with in Detroit. There's a lot of wonderful things going on with revitalization.
Absolutely.
However, Detroit has lost 1 million population since 1950. Each decennial census, their population has gone down. They were at over 1.8 million people and are now at just over 800,000. And it's a very large geographical area of more than 140 square miles. So some of those neighborhoods are the hard to count neighborhoods.
Right.
And so what we did in Detroit is with the complete count committees and the partnerships that we have in Detroit, I went out to view those hard to count, and we rode around on a Sunday morning, and we went to the civic centers, and Detroit has divided its territory, its city into about 7 districts, and they're reinvigorating a sense of community. They have community centers, etc. They have, the churches are still, some are very vibrant, even though the populations have dropped. We can take the technologies into those areas, and we are working with the partners in the city of Detroit. So working together, our partnership specialists and these support groups and partners, which are many in Detroit, we can go right into those hard-to-count communities. And I've seen the boarded-up houses, I've seen the homes that were destroyed, and we know there's homeless populations there, but we can reach them better than ever. Now, I will mention one thing, that in this area, that we have doubled the number of partnership specialists who we see working directly with those communities, can identify these needs and respond.